appeal discharge and acquitted Kanu, ruling that his extraordinary rendition from Kenya was unlawful. Well, should go back to the High Court for proper trial. So again, just putting Kanu and Justice James Omoto. Let's quickly listen to, a little soundbite from that court proceedings on Thursday.
Let them show me that the prosecution show me where it says you can waive my right to family written address, and I'll sit down.
You have the right to appeal.
My lord, I cannot excuse nullity and illegality.
You let him
To waive my written address. You must show me. Is that why you brought the cameras? On a repeat law. Show me. Show me where it's leave it. Leave it. I said leave it. It's a court of law. I'm under trial. I'm under trial. I'm under trial. And I'm asking a very simple question. No, wait. Please. Look, this is Supreme Court. This is not a court of law. It's not a court of law. What you're doing is not law. You don't know the law. Show me. I said, show me where you have the right to waive my right to family address. Show me. It's what the Constitution says. Show me. Show me.
That was one of what I can call very heated moments at that particular court. But again, Iᴏɪᴜᴜ Ejiofor, former lead counsel to Nnamdi Kanu, has criticized what he described as the encouragement of self-representation and the prioritization of social media content instead of mastering case law. The mastered camera angles, he said, used against Nnamdi Kanu. Barrister Curtis Adigba, I'm sure Kanu still has the opportunity at the appeal court within 90 days to appeal this particular. Barrister Iᴏɪᴜᴜ Ejiofor is saying, who himself was a former lead counsel to Nnamdi Kanu, almost achieving a major legal success until this was bungled by people he calls.
In the case for a client like him to be your client and free you as a weakling and as somebody who doesn't know what he's doing just because of his explosive and toxic nature. That's one. Because like we said in law, the lawyer is a servant or a minister in the temple of justice. That's actually what the lawyer's role is. Again, we must also understand that, like I've always said, the accused or the state that is on trial, it is only the judge that is on trial and knows the truth. It's only the judge who doesn't know the truth.
It's just there based on what is presented, yeah.
Thank you. And he or she has to listen to the parties. So in spite of everything Nnamdi did, he was measured. He proved that for
contempt of court.
For contempt of court, he kept his composure, he kept his cool. And I think it's because he knew that he should also understand that him as counsel, I'm talking and you're talking. So many times I've seen that. And the guys Nnamdi wanted to make this trial a show. He wanted to make it a social media affair. And because he had an audience, his audience are his supporters. The young boys, the young men and women who are in the Southeast rooting for. He also wanted to paint the situation that this was an unfair and unjust trial. And so he would not submit himself to the court. And look, otherwise, how do you explain? And so I think that's basically the purpose. So to some extent, yes, Ejiofor was right. So the problem is really is Nnamdi Kanu. It's not any other person. And he knows what he's
for him. He needed to just put up the show.
But even if there is no legal way out for him, his conduct before the court and especially before the judge was also important. Because you see, it gives you appeal to the judge.
Yes.
Because the law might say, if somebody commits this offense, if it's no murder, which it says that this kind of sentence. But the judge judges have discretion. And that discretion works better when stakes, or that he's sorry for what he has done, but this is what I'm ready to impose, But Nnamdi didn't help himself at all in that area. But the other thing, I think that this case also don't even understand the reason for taking him to Sokoto. What happens?
Well, apart from, I think the judge was clear that apart from Kuje, it could be kept to keep him here.
How secure is Sokoto? And then when you look at Because when you're talking about the country like
It happens to him.
and something happens to him and they kill him. Or even if he took ill, they kill him there. So, if we are
Okay, well, Nurudin Kalu, for example, the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, have said that well on what has happened. That was why I allowed Barrister to really just comment on what his former lead counsel had said. His lawyers have had very difficult time really getting him to behave himself in court. Did not all help his case, but even if the appeal does not scale through, the reality is that, look, the law of appealing from one stage to another stage, that should be an option at this stage, that we should begin to look at a political. You can only be talking of a political solution when the man himself, the reason why it might be difficult for the president, if there are also people who think that, look, the political solution may not. So how difficult would it be really for us?
Go through the routes of political settlement of time. But the issue of Nnamdi Kanu, political solution may not be coming to some certain extent. I'm telling you, political solutions will have been working, will be also hard. At the time, some people have said
that was far a long time ago.
That is what we are saying, even when at least within 4 years now, particular time. Because one thing that politicians normally will look
again, whether they mean it or not. We've seen statements. We've had different
statements. Is different from where they have to pack themselves.
Reason why it might be difficult for now until it shows some level of remorse.
Well, it could be one thing, because one thing there is that if you really want to be able to present the case, but another thing again that we need to look at zone will change, because he has his own followers.
What if the president say, look, you know what, it's the same political elite, I'm handing over Nnamdi Kanu to you.
That one also can help, but one thing there is this: I don't think the president is looking in that particular direction. In fact, many of us think that this is a kind of way
about serious issues.
No, the kind of point will have look, no matter the case may be, if he releases Nnamdi Kanu to you, make sure that he maintain the peace in this geopolitical zone. I don't want to hear anything. You should trouble from that geopolitical zone. I can tell you, one of the things that is going to, no matter, even if you put 100 Igbos together to the intrigues to some certain Igbos, they believe that holding down a strong member of Asaru, an acclaimed terrorist group, was given 20 years imprisonment. Some people will also tell you during the time of terrorism, and at the end of the day, that some certain babas, it was also pardoned. Some people, how many of them have been prosecuted to the extent that they are giving this? So that is the kind of ethnic correlation that will go with it.
Don't even go too far. It was in this same country that the with treason, threatening the sovereignty
of the
national
state,
security of the state. He had a nolle prosecutor, terminated that case, and then he went ahead to grant amnesty
to the
bandits have been pardoned, reabsorbed into even Boko Haram or bandits is the one that is dead.
Yes.
We live in the same country where Sunday Igboho Nnamdi has not committed any crime. On the basis of now, even when he was in detention, putting in the place.
But Barrister, yes, we understand, but there are people who still argue on the issue of precedence. That look, if we keep having people who come up,
that's why we should not have started it at all in the first place. Now, the point I'm trying to make to you is that now that to be a statesman, I said, listen, the court has found, look, I didn't want to intervene, of the nation. The Constitution allows me to do what I want. That once I'm out, I'm going to put an end to that nonsense. And like I've said in this studio, may just go stay or leave. Stay, we win it, because they know that they love Nigeria. They want to stay in Nigeria. It's okay. In what way? Most of the time, when it comes to political appointments,
yes,
under certain government that. But we see other states from other parts of the country with
4
ministers, 6 ministers, and not distributing the money for them. But what about the one that the federal government after the Civil War? The Igbos concerned. And the reason why I say they will not leave Nigeria, Igbos benefit from Nigeria more than any, but based on their own effort.
Yes.
Not on government effort.
Not about state
You go to any community, you will find Igbo. They are there involved in commerce. Again. Like all parts of Nigeria. Governor Hope Uzodinma and all that. You guys are the political leaders of the zone. Here's Nnamdi Kanu.
So if I go to Joseph,
and that's what I'm saying, because now, and even now that it's in is in detention or is in jail now,
yes.
it's not going to stop anything. The boys who are cut, it will run them out of town. That's one. The second thing is like, this
Submit himself to the political authority in the southeast.
Look,
you think he's
he
gonna
said himself so many times that there's nobody bigger than him in the southeast. So who died? So what I'm saying is that the fear that they have is that Nnamdi Kanu might. That is the problem they have.
problem, yeah.
And what they will be whispering to Mr. President is, Mr. President, the zone. You know, the young people of the zone and all those who support him, they're just going to listen to him. President, you see, and for some time, General Petraeus scale insurgency. The Iraqis themselves. So they started building bridges for
putting
the people.
Infrastructure in
they started
place.
giving them, began to warm up towards them. It's going to be about guns alone. Even when it comes to the problem of Nigerian security, police that is supposed to control internal security report to the president. The military that is supposed to control. You have state police, typical household in America. If there's, we have different
authorities coming, terrorism,
Go back to the state and local authorities.
Into that part of the conversation, we'll talk about the safety of lives and properties of the people in the country. But political solution is this logjam that we've gotten into, because whether we like it or not, there are people who are saying that jail already it's a very fragile situation. You can see that governors in the southeast have been put on different security outfits, militarized region situation again that calls to question the overstretching, how we've overstretched the Nigerian military, the Nigerian police, and all of that. So, political solution are you saying on this particular issue, this Nnamdi Kanu matter?
Well, solution. And again,
it's the police guy.
And again, just like what Mr. Curtis, a lot of people are afraid that if Nnamdi Kanu land in Abia is his own home state.
Yes.
Abia will turn to. He said here several times. The challenge we have with our president is, president naturally is a kingmaker. When the kingmaker become a king, there will be a lot of gap. There will be a not be king. This one the king. And true to any of those people who are like kingmaker, so that people will not say we are no here.
Well,
people that let's say a lot of gap. For me, then the president now have some people many in their state how to become maybe succeed the president. All those kinds. So those one political solution now the president
can work.
They will amnesty. The same if to the former deputy Senate president. That cannot accommodate him.
No, but what I'm trying to ask you, Joseph Fᴜဃᴜ, is that, okay, when you say political solution, and say, okay, well, this is
that tells you wherever he is at any given how you react wrong, in the wrong direction.
To be brought back.
It can be taken.
Be arrested.
But you see, what then is the government fallback position? We have the bandits, we have the Boko Haram, we have kidnappers. We don't have enough number of members of the army, but all of you, the senators,
donate one child.
Let the NY service
for our youths,
and against those who decide to go to higher institution to acquire higher education. Start. It's what you need.
So the
military service you are saying is that it's not for people who go.
You join
military service.
The problem here is that if you didn't go to university but you have school cert,
you can become president.
You can be president, HND or degree. Then you are required to do NYSC. And if you didn't do it, government. It becomes a hindrance. And look, even the NYSC that their children are doing, they are doing it in preferred states.
Yes.
And in government who went to serve in Enugu, the son of another governor. So
completely.
What I'm saying is that we need to recruit people into the army, but it should not be the children of the poor and weak.
Everybody must come.
And I'm ready for it. It's good. If you don't have child that is within the range, councillors, chairman, they should bring one.
Security agency, see, make you to know that you are from Edo State. A particular security agency.
Yes.
Your allegiance is to the state.
Yes.
Not
you understand it? Then secondly, they will still do a lot of lists. Will be going to.
That is a problem. But I think as a last count, they say we have 400,000 policemen.
Less than that.
No, less than that.
Less than 400,000 policemen. And some of them now are with popular musicians. Are left to harass people at that police checkpoint.
That one is left for us.
The same thing. Do you know of some governors?
Yes,
you find never personnel there.
DSS
And all of that.
10
more
million.
and you don't use
Use
them well,
yeah.
you're still going to get the same outcome like we're getting.
All right.
Even sometimes the process of using them.
In Abuja now, weekends police press, we're on the plot.
We'll
Leave. I want to beg federal government.
yes.
I have visited a lot of facilities that are not in fact, that place that the government should try much.
Who knows?
No,
Maybe-
the government should try much as it is enough for us than adding another one. They should.
I would assume that whatever, made the government to take that decision to take him to Sokoto would also of the entire southeastern region. I'm sure that they know that. I believe that they know that. And that they will not take chances so that the already existing problems wherever we have in the country. But according to that, we move through for Nigerians. We've been harassed. We've been insulted. We've been, what you can call the psychological trauma of having to read the stories. Phone or maybe council is I think it started with the video of the attack on the Sierra.
On Tuesday.
Yes, I think Kwara came first. Then
We
Kebbi
started with the one of the
to
Kebbi, Kwara,
Kwara,
and then Niger.
and then Niger State. So it was again. It came almost back to back. It was something that came spontaneous, almost like at the congressional hearing by Mr. Curtis. They have been regarded as a country of particular concern. We watched the entire session and it brought a lot of thinking. I think that's Miss Oge or Nubogo. I think that would be a part I'm going to play for Nigerians who may have missed in Benue. The killings in Plateau State, the killings in the north central part of the country. We've talked Kitty down to Osun, even Ibadan.
Yeah.
We've been having these issues of kidnappings, abductions. And so we've been talking about the need to focus on the need of the governance in the country. And we keep saying it. When it comes to governance, the number one issue on the list has to be the safety of lives and properties. Before we open the phone line by Mr. Curtis Adigba. Please, Nuruddin Joseph Ross, General T.Y. Danjuma. In one of his meetings in Taraba State, I think...
He warned about it.
Yeah, where he warned about it, and also
Ask the people to defend them.
yeah, for this particular conversation again at the start of the show, I had announced that we're getting some good information, and it's something to make us a bit happy. The 38th one, the official handle or ex-handle of the president, they have been rescued. Also, 51 out of the over. So we are hoping that the rest will be released. We are still hoping for more information from the abducted schoolgirls in Kebbi State. Now we have a lot of governors down the schools. We are closing down our schools when we are talking about getting more children to school. That is forced to intervene. The Italian Prime Minister has sent these people to jail. This I'm going to play. There's Professor Bolaji Akiyemi, where he was talking about the complicities and some of the problems we have within our security killed the girls. They identified their location.
Yeah, they knew where they were.
They knew where they were, and they said that what we would do is to gas them out. Everybody sleeps off. We go in quietly, rescue the girls, and then take these other people out.
What happened in the case of Peru?
Peru, yes.
Was that the U.S. ambassador was hosting a party,
Yes.
and then terrorists struck out. Only at the end of the day, only the chief justice of Peru died.
Died in the operation. They checked again at the location and discovered that the terrorists were wearing masks.
Yeah, because there are people within the system that provide the
Linked the information to the intelligence, and so they withdrew from their positions, and then this happened. So again, just to bring all of the sides to these issues to the table, and then begin to ask the unpaid or not, the argument will not end as to how we are getting these girls back or these students back or these worshippers back. Because I've seen people who have been asked, did we kill any of them? Do we have any report about whether they were killed or not? But I'm happy that whatever
At
we
least
need
they are
to
back.
do, let us bring these people back.
Either they paid,
Whether it was ransom,
whether they are not
rescue,
paid,
release,
at least they are back.
they should be brought back alive. That's the most important thing. But we're going to leave problem. We should admit that help. It's not saying we don't need help, but you don't go looking for help. A middle belt town hall conversation on insecurity in the mid time for the Fulanis to begin to speak truth to themselves. He says Miyetti Allah must also come to the table to begin to talk about how they are going to commit to saying the truth to their people who have become a problem when it comes to insecurity, and then we'll come back to have the conversation properly. It's a political roundtable, mainland 98.3 FM. I urge you to listen.
Where our country is under siege by armed bandits all over the country. When some few weeks ago that the armed forces are either not capable or unwilling to protect us, and that we must defend ourselves. That came from the Ministry of Defense. They said I was lying. And they set up a kangaroo board of inquiry to investigate the truth or otherwise of what I spoke. Go. I did not go. They wrote their report, which said, and now there is evidence, is that these foreign invaders inflicted on the land, even mosques, but they were allowed to come into the country by our government. My training teaches me that the best defense is attack. Right, all sitting ducks, weapons of mass destruction, and the land belongs to us. Recognize us and take over.
Verbally, China, European Union, Russia, they will all come supporting you verbally. But from our experience, support is not going to do us any good. So don't let us go on to that. What we should be asking now is, what should the Tinubu administration be doing? I believe that it should now, his government and his security forces should show a willingness, a determination that if we can do what we did in ECOMOG, why can't we take on these people? And the answer is simple, because we're not united domestically. That consensus must be created by the domestic, by the Tinubu administration. And what one means is the administration must give directives to its own troops and those troops to make sure that there are no, within the security apparatus, that there are no people who are leaking information to, whether it's Boko Haram, whether it's the ISWAS, whatever it is. Don't forget that the Americans were picked up by the Boko Haram. The Americans came in quietly with the support of the Jonathan, at the invitation of the Jonathan administration. And in collaboration, they discovered the camp where these girls were being kept. And they said, all right, we will throw gas into those camps and the girls. When the Americans sent the reconnaissance aircraft over the camp, what did they find? Somebody within the Nigerian army had leaked to the Boko Haram what the plan was. The Americans pulled out. They were not going to people who are sympathetic towards the Boko Haram or ISWAS or whatever it is. But if you want to stop Trump from doing what he says he wants to do, the Nigerian administration, this internal civil war, religious civil war, Christians are not being killed, Muslims are not being killed, Nigerians are being killed. And for the first time, we are getting a superpower who says within ourselves, fighting amongst ourselves, yes, it's happening, yes, it's not happening. Trump didn't say it was coming, been able to clean out all these years.
He'll be foolish, or he'll be stupid. If there's a possibility of allying with one another, we should take it. But because I'm ill, or I have some difficulties, I will not accept aid from a madman. That's all I'm doing. And my definition of I'm helping you is actually complicating your problems for you on so many levels. We know why he's talking. It's because why he's talking about Trump is because he doesn't want to criticize. I mean, how do you deal with Nigerians like that? So the problem is on so many levels, including
Ekiti, Fulani, Sokoto, Fulani, Katsina, Fulani. Are you the only tribes in Nigeria? You are not the only tribe. There is nothing like profiling, and we just have to speak the truth. The Bible says you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. As long as our security men, until justice is done, there will never be a solution. If you get a Fulani man that is the killer, deal. But you don't give certain people advantage over other tribes. Because I was born here, my children are grown up, I have 8 grandchildren, but yet we respect the people we met on ground. In Maiduguri, my hometown, the people that come to meet us respect us, came together and said, this thing is among us. And then we started getting on, and then we raised the civilian JTF. That was how Boko Haram was dealt with. The Allah Association, 80% of the responsibility of the genocide is on you. Clashes, intentional genocide, terrorism as a Fulani man, and my tribe is being profiled. My children, Boko Haram started. We're not proud of it. Why should it be from Borno State? But then we decide are not honest to ourselves.
Chairman Smith, Ranking Member Jacobs, distinguished members of the... So the views represented in this testimony are my own and not those of my... In addition, I would like to reflect on how this 10-year-old threats of jihadist violence and insecurity in natural relationship, with shared interest in wield significant continental, is crucial, and its ability to address its governance and security shortcoming. Despite 64 years of independence, it has yet to establish a national identity grounded, define the identity of its diverse population. Understanding the violence in Nigeria requires looking beyond its apparent religious and ethnic on vibrant communities. In addition, coming from a family involved in Christian missionary work, I recognize the shared faith between Christian communities in Nigeria's Middle Belt and those in the US, rooted in the history to a single story, and is driven more by governance failures and is worsened by hate speech and conspiracy theories rather than being banditry, criminality, resource competition, communal disputes, and separatist agitation. These issues are intertwined with history, poverty, and political contestation, to romanticize the country's unity, but fail to foster it. As we saw, religion will once again continue to influence candidate selection, voter behavior, and distracts from the broader issue of extremist violence recipients of U.S. security assistance, primarily aimed at...
I decided that we should just take all the sound.
They stood against foreign invaders.
Invaders, yes.
They are arrested by the same
We
government.
can't even carry
Sympathy. Give them information. Even the Brigadier General that was Kenya simply said. And then for Prof, again,
Professor Wole.
but Trump was saying, I'm coming to also understand that between Prof and
Trump,
who is entitled to live in America because of election of Trump. And this time around, they criticize him and you don't have a solution.
Somebody will
and I want to
help.
come with the solution. Intervene. There has to be, look, if it's about our mineral resources that they say the Chinese are taking, let America come and take. So for us, it makes no difference. And for the young lady who and then the not local government, it's been tension, just like you had in Ife, where you have in
Nature.
everything from what we are talking about. They identify as Muslims. They adopt
Majorly.
Islam as their religion. That's just the issue. And on atheists who doesn't believe in anything form of religion at all should not happen by anybody who is not taught execution is given. Anything other than that, welfare and security of life and property. Therefore, America said, step forward now. As our government step forward.
We are hoping so.
Okay.
Moved up, yeah.
As if they are saying to the Nigerian government, let's see what
Trump's statement is the reason why everything.
Well, some of them are saying
government now by
and this is
because if you look at every statement that I've played,
why can I tell you what the solution is?
Give them the mandate to do.
I do not want America to come here.
They don't just come and go.
Their lives are better. but again, and this is why it's important the U.S. government to engage
them
with these same people.
Tuga, a Muslim.
You have the Minister of
Badaru.
Muslims. Delegation.
He's not going to say anything.
By the National
He's not going to say anything.
We are not encouraging any form of genocide against any group. All right? You can't accuse us of incompetence. We can to put an end to this situation. That's the right message.
And the results should show too. Exactly. Because you must match your
Pastor Daniel.
Yeah, abducted. Well, it's still going on.
Durudin, you listen to the sound bite because without security, every other thing is just a joke, really. So a G20 summit meeting to stay back home. But beyond getting out these hostages, what should be what this government should do?
Especially the one that has to do with international. Soldiers should recruit more. Air Force should recruit more. If of that, in securities, you need numbers. You need numbers. And that is what the 25 members in a particular base. They are coming with 400.
So number
we
one,
need number. Then number two, you know, we've been clamoring for state policing. And you remember that I have a bet under this government.
You know, somehow we've just pushed it back.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to. Now,
State recruitment.
We have 10,000. By the time you cumulate it, don't forget that
they are legally empowered to carry proper weapons.
So they are going to augment what we have on ground at the federation management we have across the board. The one for army and all other agencies of government, they need to play. Until the video was shown, we need to. Because let me tell you one thing.
And even trust you.
And that is the body of language. It needs to issue law. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that he needs to remove. Look, if I go himself, I don't know. Maybe he has converted.
He's a Christian.
I believe he has converted because I know him as a Muslim. So by the time you are now looking, he needs to change that burden because then another thing is like some people believe that he's northwest and northeast because of that he could not deal with. He needs to come very very hard. Another way police are coming. Police are using our military to do. It's not their job. I'm sorry.
We can't get
anything.
Okay, Joseph Folorunsho, because
you are anti-government. You have a lot of
let anybody say what they want to say.
Security will amend it for the extension of IGP. To more than this. I say there's going to be dissonance
within the way you let me help you to say it well. So what you are saying that look, that decision by the president
in collaboration with the Senate,
it doesn't really exist.
Rubber stamp people.
It's even worse than rubber stamp to extend the tenure of the IGP. And that there is internal dissonance.
There is serious dissonance because, for example, a person that is an IGP is an agent. The person should just come to me. You not come up with one thing. So there is serious dissonance. Not only that, which the Senate have tried to do now is shout and say, "Go inside this guy, know what is going on there." They say no.
The president. I was asking the question. Now that they've even extended the tenure of the IGP, What really can we say?
Say want to listen, we say there is another problem because every average police, those that are down, which doing the work from the CP downward, CP of Lagos, many now say you dash their hope as in, oh, this man is going to stay there at his own. We show that you are more politically correct in terms of security
than looking at the real job of security.
Being doing the job of security. Then they don't have any issue to do with it. They are not supposed to have any issue. Trump, they only know some of these, whether prime minister, the president direct the IGP. It's abnormal. What is the IGP? Is it a comedian?
Stand up. How many people have you arrested? And it sounded blank.
Personal relationship.
Does
he worked with the presidents and service. Now, you ask, and before then you ask another question. What do you think is the best way forward?
Yes.
Intelligence sharing. Look at the way the American government got Osama bin Laden in Abbottabad. In Pakistan,
and did the job quietly.
It took, and it never leaked to anyone.
Yes,
about what
until
they were
never got the results.
In fact, when the president, it was at that point of him, the need for him to know that they briefed him, and because he also stays into the point that Joseph was making.
What of the NSA?
No, NSA is political.
When the president appoints people, 100 people are being kidnapped monthly. I want to see it brought down to 50 or 20. These chiefs in place. Fighting insecurity in this country simply means parts of the world. You even have informants who are paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to go into the camp of these people.
Even Bin Laden's case.
A team of people, competent people who are also loyal. You understand? Who will come to him
and tell him the truth.
Look at it that for me, I believe he deployed a helicopter to be checking about KB. What is wrong if a helicopter is moving around KB from what Nuri, but match anybody that is involved in those kind of it's on the hand of the security issue. It's not everybody.
Right. I'll see you guys from John from Ogba.
Yes, Mr. John. Yes.
My insurgency.
We pray.
Do they have the intention?
We are open.
What those people that are whether in the Congress or from somebody we had now, do they have the intention to really fight this? It should not be. That is just my candid opinion. All right, this thing will consume us. So you see that they are not talking about this insurgency.
Crime everywhere now. It's a crime everywhere.
Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from Abaranja in Ikoton.
You're welcome.
My take is on the jailing of Nnamdi Kanu and magnanimity. If it were to be under military regime, we would have been sentenced to death. That is.
It's not if it were under military, even under civilian.
That's
not even a reason to say military is good. Or
Sokoto to serve his jail camp. I think there's nothing wrong in that. Sokoto is a part of Nigeria. And even if it's to be sent to its own state. So, this is not the first time they are sending such. You understand? One, the other 8. Well, it's okay. All but he should show remorse.
Hello, good evening.
Good. My name is Malam Salau. I'm calling from Alagado.
All right, sir.
You see, by the way, what is the difference between Nnamdi Kanu and Shekau? Only the name. Nnamdi claim that the King River is an arm, is the military guard IPOB as a terrorist organization. So Nnamdi Kanu is.
But Malam Salah, what about people who say, "Oh, we've seen terrorists"? No, wait, Malam Salah. You don't
I'm listening.
Anybody, whether the leader or a member.
Now I ask you one now. Nnamdi Kanu is a popular figure now. Can you give me one?
Malam Salah, are you saying there are no reintegration of terrorists and bandits? Repentant bandits, so-called repentant bandits in the north.
No, we can talk of gravity now because if you are now saying that criminality is criminality, Nnamdi Kanu is playing in the court of law.
All right, Malam Salah, thank you. Hello, good evening.
I'm calling from Abeokuta.
Yes.
You know, all those people calling, Nigeria is not ready for security to take security matters. They are ready.
Yeah, good evening, Prince Wise.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly.
Hello.
We are with you. We can hear you.
Okay, that's good. My name is Aᴍᴜᴜ to go on appeal. I thought to urge him to get to appeal, get a tangible lawyer that can do their own work. That's for Kanu. And for the United States of America, the Nigerian government behaves like a Muslim party, that is Muslim president, somebody will rule the country accordingly. And the minister assistant from America, from other countries, they're not threatening that you have come. That is proudness of Trump. So we are suffering the
Yes. First of all, I'm really concerned. A nation that has been battling with kidnapping, clap on the government of Nigeria. In fact, what we have assimilating, what we are managing. In fact, I praise Nigeria for that resilience, for that endurance. Why can't they collab them with the Nigerian police? Tell me their responsibility. What is the core mandate of civil defense? Collapsing. Now Nigeria need more armed forces, more agencies. Collapse them with Nigerian police or whatever. You understand? I'm also Mr. Fᴜဃᴜ to the bush. What's wrong with our agency, the security agency to enter that bush? Goodness me, it's like guilty, man. It's like why these people will.
Hello, good evening, gentlemen in the studio.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, first of all, let me appreciate you said it the way it was. It's a lie. Don't under Buhari. No other thing that bandits come with. And from what time of the ICB members, there are some information they gave me which I will not say already.
About repentant Boko Haram, bandits and Fulani herdsmen, and they give them a case of Nnamdi Kanu is a selective one. But I think what the reality that we have. So let us just do something with hatred. Then coming back, I cannot do.
All right, thank you. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. This is Miracle from Badagry.
All right.
Yeah, very beyond comparison. You understand? He came out on radio to come and criticize that. Say, we're gonna point that happened. It's like the old Northeast. So far I've been calling since yesterday and saying we must this and that.
We'll take one or two more calls and then we close the show. Yes, Wale.
On this is the James Omotosho. For convicting a criminal.
But Wale, are you not worried that this looks a bit one side communities and we've not seen this heavy harm of the law, on them? Don't you think it's a concern? Why the Southeasterners think this is?
Just ask to start with. People have died.
So Wale, will you subscribe to the notion that going for it again, we should just go ahead and continue to kill them, arrest some and jail them for life? Do you agree to that kind of decision now? Wale, don't go. I'll take the last call for the evening. Because there are some other people who have been over pampered. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Fuad. Yes. Here. Thank you, guys. Listening to everything basically and all of that. And basically, when are we going to really conveyor belt? Hello? Create in a place where I'm to banditry for the past 16 years. But we seem to spend more local way of solving things. I don't agree. Having to let this go, having to let that go. Is that a position is simple? We tried it in 2021, they all dodged out. Who says the government? You can't blame federal government anymore, you blame them. And nobody wants to carry that stand. So it is safer politically for them to have what it takes to resolve it, and we just need to be real about ourselves. Thank you very much.
God bless you. All right, thank you. We are also on these issues, the Nnamdi Kanu matter, the issue of insecurity, even on the issue of whether state police should come up or not. But we just have to do something. We can't continue to allow these criminals to continue to kill Nigerians. Well, on apologetic social political reforms. Okay, thank you so much. Your immediate dawn saying hello to us. I think that has all been corrected. Rami was impression that they are working. I don't understand where you're coming from. No, that one is that's too extreme to begin to think about. John Bernardo is saying on the issue. He went ahead to appoint Badaro and Matawale as the two ministers in the Defense Ministry of Aᴅɪṛibādu, the NSA, as he advised Jonathan back then. On the rescue of church members, how many bandits were arrested? Okay. In your message, Temitope Temitayo is saying on the issue of Nnamdi Kanu, Nigeria and the government should think outside the box. State police is the best for us now. On Natoye, Temitope is saying, hello, Mainland FM. On the issue of Nnamdi Kanu, which is his conviction, has brought about different things. All the president wanted to do is to take the step one by one. In which the court judgment is the first step. There's no how you can grant someone who has not been convicted. No. You can that the president administration is not capable to solve the problem of insecurity in the country. So my advice to him is to friend security of lives and property in the country. The world is saying good evening to everyone in the studio from the and only getting to see other layers to send his child to the military, knowing that one day information into cognizance of his own people who fell victim of his own proved violent or a situation room just to for it's one of the best political roundtable in the last 6 months for me. This is the first time. There's no reason for any unbiased proof to support the topic of the day. Really appreciate all the second. The president wants to trade in. Good evening to you all. I don't know why people are making me leave the studio.
I think we got this 4 hours since last week. Okay. And
so you think it's a matter of age?
But they don't talk about how you do polygamy wrongly.
Okay, but have you?
It's a topic that somebody
that. So when they talk about polygamy, there are conditions to it. Even marriage.
Even let's just tell the age does.
No. The issue of polygamous marriages, where the man is so old, just like Ned, and the wife is as young as Regina that have succeeded in Nigeria. You know, there are several examples.
There are.
Do you know? I don't want to even mention names, but have you about the issue of age? Okay, this is why we call it a day political.